In 1999, Liverpool City Council decided they wanted to keep the Garden Festival site and the surrounding area as a green wedge for the people of Liverpool. The run-up to the capital of culture, and Liverpool has changed. It's having a lot of investment, a lot of regeneration, and the Liverpool City Council decided they would allow the land to be developed by Langtree McLean property developers.
It's about saving these woodlands, which over the last 20 years have become such a part of the Liverpool landscape.
We're standing on the highest point of the old Garden Festival site. This is an artificial mound. Below here is a huge amount of rubbish. During the development period of the Garden Festival site, a huge amount of topsoil was brought in to cap the site and to create this artificial mound that we're stood upon now. Looking north, we're looking into the main part of the old Garden Festival site. Over 250,000 trees were planted across the site at that time. Many of them were already growing in nurseries for many years before they were planted here. So you're talking trees which are, some of them at least 35 years old. The area where the felling has taken place, it's pretty drastic at the moment, and I counted over 200 stumps of pretty substantial oak trees.
I wonder how many of you can remember the Garden Festival, Liverpool Garden Festival. It rejuvenated the whole of South Liverpool. It was a fantastic event, and there's a big campaign to get it rejuvenated. Although city planners would like to build tower blocks on the place. Tracy, tell me all about it.
We feel that it's not really derelict, it's actually a mature woodland which is now 23 years old, and there's lots of wildlife, about 100 different types of birds, including skylarks, which are quite rare. We've had an owl which has nested there and now flown, and the owl is actually our logo.
I know the antisocial behaviour is a problem down there, isn't it? There's children getting in there and drinking, doing God knows what.
Well, I think that says more about the failure to really do enough for our young people. I've heard there's a quad bike trail in Wavertree. I'd personally like to build a skateboard park and a BMX park there. There's 1,300 apartments being built, and already in the city centre, a third of the new apartments are still empty. The site is actually a toxic dump. We have asbestos there. I believe there's mercury, zinc, lead, and it's been capped over with limestone, I believe. So the apartments will be built on stilts, and you won't be allowed to dig a garden. Who wants to live on a toxic dump? Certainly not me.
It's also about people, not just local people, but people from all across Liverpool who come here to enjoy the prom at evenings and weekends, and they just flock here because it's so beautiful.
My name's Ruth, and I walk my dog every day, twice a day, around the Garden Festival site. I do feel it's a shame that we're actually losing this site, because I think it's a valuable asset to Merseyside.
Gary Moore. I live in Sandbeck Street, just on top of the Herculaneum car park. Well, it's going to affect us regarding the view, which is the main concern for a lot of the residents, I think. I think there's enough property here as it is. Certainly, there's plenty of it, especially up that way as well by the Pierhead end. I don't think you need to obscure any more of the view.
The campaign really started getting going when all the trees came down. It was such a shock. There was so much dismay that such a thing could happen, and it really worried us about how the development was going to go ahead. And the next thing we heard was that the flats, they were going to be luxury apartments right on the riverside, and that would just ruin this walkway for people. So we had to stop them getting away with it. Lots of people came together.
I think it'd be nice if they could revitalise the place and open it again to the public, you know, and keep it as a nature reserve as well.
It's just sky, river, and the greenery, and it's such a lovely place. You feel like you're in the countryside. There's birds flying around. The odd ship comes along up the river. And as life becomes more and more busy, you know, it's so important to have these spaces where you can recharge your batteries.